Stephen. We're a few days after the semi-final in Munster. Last minute heartbreak, as it were, has been well recorded, but now you've got a chance to think about it and let it all sink in. How do you reflect on the game?
Yeah, obviously disappointed, but there was different swings in the game. It was a real good advert for the league, which is great for us. But ultimately we had a few opportunities in around the second half, but ultimately Munster did miss a load of kicks. So at the end of the day, it's Munster going through to the final. Bitterly disappointing, but that's sort of top end sport, fine margins.
Did you think at that moment we've done it? It was at Leinster in 2012 all over again?
No, I clocked our wins as he was going round. I felt they were always going to come back to check it, so I didn't get too excited, even though I still got up my seat. But yeah, I could see him coming back to check. I wasn't convinced whether it was a knock on or not because I didn't have time to go back and have a look. But ultimately, the decision was correct. It was a knock on.
But looking further back to where we were last summer to where we are now, not just focusing on the one game, looking at the year as a whole, how would you review it? How would you judge it for the last 12 months?
Yeah, I think it's been really satisfying in the fact of all the turnover. Like, a lot was written about us, written us off and around what we were. We've always had a plan around what we were going to do. We've always got confidence in our systems and structures from the age grade programs we provide, the B and C group, the staff, and much time and effort goes into coaching and making players better, and ultimately the pride that goes into wearing a badge. So yeah, there's a lot written about us, but ultimately I think the good thing about us, we only focused on ourselves. It was all about performance, about training, knowing our roles and actually getting better. And I think when we went back to this time last year, losing the Zebras away was probably one of the lowest ebbs we've had in around certain things, and we didn't want to be in that situation again. And I think our conditioning's come on leaps and bounds. I think the work JC and his department have done has been outstanding. I think there's been a real sort of hard edging around how hard we push ourselves in training, and I think that's come to the fore at the start and middle and back end of the season.
Can the Ospreys make the next step? You look ahead to next year now with the World Cup, and we're going to have quite a sizable contingent missing at the start of the season. Can we make that next step up? Can we build on what we've done this season and go even further? Yeah,
I think we've got to. I think we've got to strive to do that. I think probably people would probably say we've slightly overachieved with the youth we got, and I know there's a lot of people talking about it, though. Average age of 24 in the semi-final. Alan Wynne is the oldest guy at 29. There's not a lot of wealth of experience around it, so it's been amazing to have guys experiencing semi-finals. People like Rory Thornton, Sam Parry is only going to hold us in good stead, and then I think we've made some good experience signings around Delvey and Brendan coming in through that World Cup period, which is going to be a test and a resource once again. And obviously in around, we've spoken about how limited we are in around some financial issues, but it's something that we've got a little bit of experience in, and we will probably lose, I would say, around 15 guys to World Cup, which would be a real strain on the squad, but it's something we're excited by. Like we were last year, we got confidence in bringing young kids through and having a little bit more experience in around Brendan, Delvey and around it, I think. And also we've got boys like Mark Thomas, Gareth Thomas, Sam Parry, Scott Lawton have had real good experiences throughout this season. Got Ollie Cracknell, Rodri Hughes in around playing against Bath. Got Adam Beard coming through. Some boys will be available for us after coming back from the 20s. Arbers has again had outstanding experiences. We've got experience with Martin. Sam Davis has had bucketfuls of experience. He come on in a semi-final, doesn't look out of place at all. He's played in big games against Munster down the stadium. I thought he was terrific. We've got Dav coming through. We've still got senior pros like Hano and Fuss. Dan Evans, I thought, has an outstanding season. I think he'll want to kick on again. So yeah, all in all, I think it's pretty exciting for us. But ultimately, we need to kick on. We can't be sort of patting each other on the back for too long in around just getting to a semi-final. We want to get to finals and win European games.
Is there even a different type of challenge for these boys now? Because 12 months ago they were being written off.
Yeah.
Now they've got to the semi-final and people know who they are and what they're about. Is it a different challenge now to actually kick on to the next level?
Yeah, I think so. I think teams will see us as more of a threat, whereas probably they didn't see us as a threat last year. But ultimately it's got to go back to performing, training and how we do things. We want to get our detail a little bit more better in understanding how we want to play that a little bit better, whereas we're in control of that, and if we're in control of our performance, then hopefully the victories look after themselves. We want to win European games. We want to keep in around top fours and European qualifications and things, but ultimately to do that we can't be worrying about the outcome. We've ultimately got to worry about our detail, how we train in pre-season, how we want to get better, how we recover, how we eat, and how we look after each other, and making sure we drive our standards onwards and upwards.
And we are at the end of the season. Planning for pre-season is probably just about finished, I think. What can the boys expect, in a long pre-season, minus a big group of players? What's ahead for them?
I think it's exciting. It's at the end of the day, it'll probably be more coaching again. We probably will only run 1-2 groups. There won't be so much in the B group. They'll come up with us, so we'll have Dan and Thomond around us as well. So we'll have more coaches on the field, which would be great. And I think it'll be good for a lot of these young guys to train day to day with people like Spratty, likes of Garth Delve, likes of Brendan Leonard. So it's going to be a real positive for us. Like obviously Becky, someone who may be in the Wales squad, he may be with us, but those are the kind of people you want. Kieran Williams and like Josh Cole rubbing shoulders with people. We've got Jordan Collier coming in and Ollie Crack, and all of these boys have put performances in the A game and things, so we're pretty excited. And I think pre-season is going to be a real focus on sharpening up our skills and making sure we drive our game onwards and upwards, and the boys can really expect JC to put them through the mill again, which would be great.